PTE, Pearson Test of English. Is it easier or harder? Whether it is accepted by Australia or not. Is it valid for Canada or not? What are the test format like? How much time should I spend every day? What is the question type be like? So all that queries are going to be now solved in today's video. So today, for the beginners who doesn't know anything about PTE, for them I'm going to discuss the test format. Okay, and for your information, PTE is accepted in Australia, Canada and many other countries, so you don't need to worry. It's just that the criteria to be eligible, like for example, let's say for Canada you need to get 60 overall. Okay, so like that, for Australia has got their own set of rules. For US universities, and it depends on individual institutions also. Okay, so how much they require. Now let's learn PTE test format for 2023 in detail. Well, so let's learn secrets of PTE test formats and some strategies. For beginners till pro learners, today's session is going to be very useful. Okay, so you can share this video. If you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe the channel and like the video. All right, so let me share the screen and let's learn today secret of PTE. All right, so in today's session, what we are going to learn, PTE item types. Okay, what type of question will come, some tips, ideas and techniques. Along with that, questions and challenges and some helpful resources. Okay. In PTE, actually, there are four skills, four modules that you're going to appear, and timing is 2 hours total. You'll spend 2 hours. Okay. Full mark is 90, where you'll be doing speaking test, writing test, reading test, and then listening test. Okay. So let's see speaking overview. Read aloud. Here, in case of read aloud, what kind of questions will come, that we'll see. Also, we'll see for repeat sentence, describe image, retell lecture, answer short question, along with some tips and tricks. See the slide. The speaking skills tested in PT Academy include speaking for purpose, supporting an opinion with details, examples, and explanation, organizing an oral presentation in a logical way, developing complex ideas within a spoken discourse, reading a text aloud, using correct grammar, producing fluent speech, using correct pronunciation, stress and intonation, speaking under timed condition. So how well you can manage your time, your time management skills, okay, your pronunciation, your fluency. So everything is going to be tested in this speaking. So there are skills scored through areas of content, pronunciation, oral fluency, and vocabulary. Okay, and scoring information can be found in the PT Academic Score Guide. Yes, you can find, you can Google it simply, or if you don't have, I can just pin it in my video as well. So if you go to the scoring guide of PT Academic, you can find everything. Okay, and this slide is also provided by Pearson only. Now let's see about read aloud in detail. In exam, you'll be getting 6 to 7 read aloud questions where your speaking time varies according to the length of the text. So how lengthy your text, depending on that, okay? And then time before microphone closes is 3 seconds. So you have to speak just once it beeps, then after 3 seconds, within 3 seconds, you have to speak. Length of text is 40 to 60 words, and it tests your speaking and reading. That means mark will be contributed towards speaking section as well as reading section. Okay. And what are the skills that are required? Now see there. Pronounce word correctly, whether your pronunciation is good or not. So based on that, you'll be marked. Chunk language into sense groups. So you cannot read continuously. Okay, you have to take pauses, and whether you follow the punctuation or not, and use appropriate stress and intonation, your voice rising tone and falling tone, whether you know about that or not. So these are going to be tested. Okay, so skills required are these are the skills that are required to get a good mark. Enabling skills, score and threats. So you can see there, content, pronunciation and fluency, how they are going to mark you. Okay, you can pause the video and see if you want. Then now familiarization with the item type. Let's see. So these kind of status bar will be there. You'll be given 35 seconds to 40 seconds to look at the paragraph, and then you have to speak within 40 seconds, okay, as naturally and clearly as possible. So what are the strategies? Let's see. Strategize. Stage 1, you have 30 to 40 seconds to go through the text, read it aloud, trying to decode any words you do not know using context and word structure clues. That means the initial 30 to 40 seconds that's provided to you before the speaking starts or before it beeps, that time should be utilized properly, okay? So there you need to see those difficult words, how I can pronounce, okay? Or whether you have to leave it in some cases, okay? So that you need to decide beforehand, before speaking. Stage 2, when you speak into the microphone, read every single word. Do not skip words or rush through. Apply your letter sound knowledge of phonemic awareness to pronounce unfamiliar words. So what I suggest is, yes, if you skip any word, then definitely you are going to lose mark on the content. But however, I mean, pronouncing it incorrectly and hesitating and wasting your time in that particular word also will be penalized, okay, on the fluency. So it's better not to pronounce those words if you find it very difficult, and if you know that you are going to stuck in that word, okay? So it's better to leave. However, if you can, then try it. Stage 3, when you speak, try to link the words within phrases and do not emphasize grammar words such as preposition and articles. This helps you achieve native-like rhythm and phrasing and sound more fluent, okay? So this means like articles like in, on, sorry, or, and, the articles, I beg your pardon, and a preposition like in, on, at, okay? And other grammatical words, auxiliary verb like is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did. So in that cases, you should not stress on those words. Those are grammatical words. However, you should stress on those words which hold meaning, like verb, noun, adverb, adjective, okay, interjection, negative auxiliaries. So for those, you have to stress. Okay, so stage 3 is clear. Stage 1, let's see, you have 30 to 40 seconds to go through the text, read it aloud, trying to decode any words you do not know using context and word structure clues you value. Then after, understand. Context clues, surrounding words that give hints. Word structure clues, like frequently occurring letter clusters. On, re, in, like unrealistic, unhappy, okay? Reimburse, insufficient, or with the suffixes like fullness, est. That means suffix means endings, okay? Like ed, so how you pronounce them. Walked, okay? So walked, if you only pronounce walk, then you'll not get marks. ing, es, okay? Watches, if you say only watch, you'll lose mark. Okay, so you need to understand that. So to make word plural, see, s are used, es used, ing are used for making continuous tense currently happening, ed used to show the past tense. So these things also you need to keep in mind and pronounce accordingly. Okay, you need to understand these things. Okay, stage 2. So as stage 2 says, when you speak into the microphone, read every single word. This we already discussed, right? So let's understand this. Recognize sight words. Common words recognize immediately, like should, ought, okay? And also you need to understand the associated spelling with sounds. So how you have to spell them, okay? If it says big, then you have to say big. If it says small, you have to say small. Don't say small. No, not like that, okay? If you say beautiful, if you see beautiful, say beautiful. Beautiful, no, not like that. So feel the word, understand that word, okay? And moreover, you need to practice a lot, okay? So make a list of sight words like another, because, here, there, where, whole, could, enough, though. So practice reading them out, okay? Use phonetic symbol to write down a list of vowels like e, a, a. So these are phonetic codes. If you don't know about phonetic codes, I made one video in the YouTube, so you can go and watch that video on phonetics and phonology. Okay, there I have written the transcription also. So what are diphthongs, monophthongs, that also I've discussed, okay? And difficult consonant like how to pronounce this F, first sound, right? First sound. Full, effort, half, phone, cough. So how we pronounce this difficult consonants, this also you need to practice. So you need to have good knowledge on pronunciation. Stage 3, when you speak, try to link the words within phrases and do not emphasize grammar words. Yes, I've talked about this before. So let's understand this. Group syllables into larger units such as phrases or thought groups. Example, on the other hand, for example, in fact, like that. They lived in Dhaka sounds like they lived in Dhaka, right? So how you pronounce. So here, keywords are lived and Dhaka. Okay, so they lived in Dhaka. So you have to stress on the keyword, like here lived is what? Verb, and Dhaka is noun. So focus more on them and don't stress on they and in. All right, so I hope you understand this. And for such kind of practice for the pronunciation, I have also made video on art of speaking. So there also you can see what is stress and what is intonation, okay? So what are the read aloud ideas? Let's quickly go through it. Have an area of focus for the task, listen to examples, practice in pairs, record and reflect. So these are some ideas how you can practice read aloud, okay? So if you want to improve, if your score is not getting higher in case of read aloud, then please follow these rules. Record yourself and reflect, practice in pairs, listen to examples. Okay, whoever had got a higher score, you can listen to them as well. So this way you can improve read aloud. So what other resources can you use to practice read aloud? Yes, reading chunks from storybook, reading newspapers, practicing in front of a mirror, YouTube speech with the transcription on. So if there is no transcript, you can turn on the CC, okay? So that way you can see along with the caption, right? So practice that way also. So see the techniques. Read aloud in the practice time with your voice. Use your voice, don't read in your head. So while in practice time, that 30 to 40 seconds, try to read out in that time, during that time also. This will help you understand the text and notice any bits that may be difficult to say. So if you come across a new or difficult word and don't know how to say it, don't worry, just say it. Even if it's wrong, it's better to say it fluently and keep going. So if you are stuck, hesitating, don't say, but if you can say with fluency, if your pronunciation is also wrong, try it. There's no harm, okay? Read aloud in the practice time with your voice, okay? And read at a moderate pace. Second one, see that? Read at a moderate pace. That means don't speak too fast, don't speak too slow. There's no need to rush as there's plenty of time, okay? So you have got 40 seconds to speak. So that's enough. So don't rush. Start within 3 seconds of the mic opening. In all speaking activities, you'll be cut off if there's more than 3 seconds of silence. So this you need to be careful. You might think that I've given very well, okay, I performed well in speaking section, but I'm not getting marked. Why? Because your microphone had stopped working. Okay, so within 3 seconds, you have to speak. Or if there is 3 seconds of silence, then also it's going to not work. If you make an error, keep going. Don't self-correct. So if you make correction, get back to where you have made mistake. And then if you start from there, that means you are hesitating and your fluency will suffer. Okay. So read the phrases, pause appropriately, and read with meaning. So it's better if you read with meaning because your stress and intonation will reflect. Okay. Second type of question is repeat sentence. Here, you'll get 10 to 12 repeat sentence type of questions, and time will be 15 seconds for speaking, and length of recording will be approximately 3 to 9 seconds. And here, you'll be tested on the speaking and listening. That means your mark will be contributed towards speaking and listening section. So what are the skills required? You need to listen carefully, okay? And you need to maintain language in your memory, use appropriate punctuation, and speak fluently. There are so many techniques. I've also uploaded like 3-4 videos for repeat sentence. You can go and watch that also. But here it's all about how much you can keep in memory, okay? So you can pause the video and see how these are scored, enabling skill scoring and threats, okay? Under content, pronunciation, and fluency. So this type of screen you will see where your test will begin within 3 seconds and you have to repeat whatever is being said, okay? The entire sentence, as far as you can, okay? So strategies, okay? So I'm not going to read these strategies, okay? I'm going to just tell you my experience. You can pause and look at this strategies. Okay, so my strategy is simple. You can simply take a note or memorize by listening carefully and repeat as far as possible. And if you cannot say, there are certain tricks like you can add on fluency. You can get more marks on fluency by saying, I don't know rest of words. Okay, simply that way also. But as far as possible, try to repeat those sentences that you have listened. Okay, maybe like for easier one, you can repeat all. For medium one also, at least 60-70% you can repeat. And for difficult, if you can repeat only 25 to 30%, no problem. You can still get a good mark. But you have to say, I don't know rest of words to maintain fluency. All right. Okay, so just you need to understand like what kind of strategy you have to use. Maybe one strategy works for some person and the same strategy doesn't work for another. So you need to see what kind of strategy is suitable for you. Okay. So utterances vary in length, so break into manageable chunks. So if you start memorizing in a chunk, it will be easier for you to repeat as well. Okay. The speaker's intended meaning. So by if you listen by understanding the meaning also, then also it will be easier for you to memorize. Okay. So practice like sentences of increasing complexity, like staff make notes available, teaching staff make notes available, teaching staff make the notes available, most teaching staff make the notes available, most teaching staff make their lecture notes available, most teaching staff make their lecture notes available online. So this way you can rise complexity level and practice. Okay. Stage 2, let's understand. Basic word order of English, SVO, that means subject, verb, object, how it is structured. So list sentence types in English via examples. For example, adults learn, subject and verb. Most adults learn. Most adults learn best. Most adults learn best when information is presented. Most adults learn best when novel information is presented. So this way you can memorize. Okay, so you just, if you practice more, it will automatically get into your head. Okay, most adults learn best when novel information is presented through a variety of experiences. Okay, so stage 3, let's see, pronunciation accuracy to sound intelligible and natural. That means clarity. Okay, you need to improve on your clarity. That can only be achieved with the help of good pronunciation and accurate pronunciation. So focus on sounds and stress, how they are stressing those words whilst when you listen. Okay, so the speaker, how they are stressing and intonating. Okay, so always practice difficult sounds. Don't always sit in your like a comfortable zone. So try to practice the difficult ones. Easier ones, you can do it, right? So no matter like getting 90 out of 90 every time by doing the easier one. Try those question types where you are not getting the mark. Okay. Listen to and repeat minimal pairs. Differentiate between content and structure words. Then identify stress syllable, where to stress, where not to stress. Okay. So identify sentence stress, like learners are actively involved in using language. Okay. So repeat sentences. Okay. So repeat sentence, like how we can prepare for these tasks. Let's see. You can practice with eco dictation, drill exercise with a partner, broken telephone. Okay, so you can see these kind of gaps, and then you can fill in the gaps. One thing I can suggest you, there is one book called Test Builders. So there are also lots of tips and techniques and exercises, so you can practice on there also. Okay. You can see the technique. Okay. It's just memorizing and repeating. So this is all. So if you want to read all the notes, you can pause and read. All right. All right. So next one is describe image. So total number of tasks 6 to 7. There, total number of tasks now 3 to 4, and 6 to 7 questions will was there before. Okay, and preparation time is 25 seconds, where you have to speak for 40 seconds on that. Okay, and then it will test only speaking. Marks will be contributed towards speaking part only. All right. Next one, see, describe image. So what are the skills required? You need to understand and interpret an image. You need to describe the key points accurately, link ideas and draw conclusions, speak fluently and use correct pronunciation. All right. You can see the notes regarding the skills. This way, see different kind of image that can come in your exam: bar graphs, double bar graphs, line graphs, single pie chart, multiple pie charts, mixed graphs, maps, tables, process, images, and Venn diagram. Anything can come in your exam, okay? So there are templates for doing this. Okay, so if you want, I can share you templates also. See, different colors. So it's all about content fluency and pronunciation. So if you can manage that, you can get good marks in describing image also. Okay, this is a line graph, right? Pie chart. Okay, this is another type of bar diagram. Bar diagram are especially used for what? Comparing, right? And pie chart is to pie charts are used for showing proportion. This is a map where you can discuss about distribution, colors, okay, table, and this is process diagram, okay. And this is simply a picture. This is another type, okay, Venn diagram, okay. So any which way, let's see the strategies. So you have got 25 seconds to study the image, and then you have to speak for 40 seconds, okay? So you first analyze whether it is graph or table, or what kind of graph it is, and start speaking, okay? All right, so here also your fluency will be assessed, and pronunciation, how you are pronouncing the words, and content. So I suggest you at least speak for around like 20-25 seconds. That will be more than enough, okay? But don't like exceed 40 seconds time also. That way you lose mark under fluency. See, ask yourself questions, establish changes or trends. So what changes are happening, okay, in the picture? So what type of data are there? Okay, so that way. So you can ask yourself in that within that 25 seconds and start speaking. So the best way is template, okay? So you can pause and practice this question. During the first 60 weeks, the song's purchase increased gradually. There was a rise in week 60, sales shot up in week 90. Okay, so what are the things? This way, you can quickly analyze and observe the graph or any kind of picture that is given and start speaking about that, okay? There are other cracks also. So cracks, other tips and tricks that I've discussed. I've uploaded that in my TikTok as well as in YouTube, so you can go and watch that, okay? Today, I'm just going to familiarize with the test, okay? So see, what are the strategies, okay? Let me not read, you can pause and read it, okay? Things that should be there while describing graph is one sentence you have to speak for introducing the graph, okay? What does that graph show, okay? And decide the most logical order. That means you can pair up the information and then you can start speaking. Okay, how can we prepare for describing his tasks? Okay, see there, this kind of graph can come. So beforehand, you need to be, I don't suggest templates, okay? But for them who struggle to get good marks in describing image, a template is the only idea, okay? You can pause and see, okay? Now, next question type is Retell lecture. Retell lecture, so the number of tasks, total number of tasks is 1 to 2. Before it was 3 to 4. Now, preparation time, you'll get 10 seconds to prepare, and you have to speak for within 60 to 90, length of recording that will be played is 60 to 90 seconds, and you have to speak within 40 seconds time frame. All right. And the marks that are going to be contributed is towards listening and speaking. Okay, so retell lecture. See, first you'll listen and then you'll tell. So that way you'll get marks for listening and speaking. So in the retell lecture, so what are the skills required? listening and taking notes, identifying main and supporting ideas, using visual images to help, okay, and summarizing the main and supporting points. So these are the things that are required, okay, for retelling the lecture. I'm not going to read out all the notes now. So this is how your screen looks. Okay, let's be familiar. And once it it beeps, then you have to start speaking. Okay. So these are strategies you can look over. You can pause the video, as I'm always saying. You can pause the video and see. Okay. The slide is provided by Pearson only. First of all, look at these slides, and then I'll give you my tips. Okay. See there, Retell lecture ideas. Identifying topic sentence to summarize main ideas. So while listening, first of all, please be focused and try to write down the topic. What is the topic? Okay. And also you need to have a very good note-taking skills and retelling skills. So there is also template available for this. There are so many templates in the market. So if you want with us, you can just comment. I will, in the comment only, I can provide you. Okay. See these keywords you can use. The speaker was discussing about, he talked about, he or she mentioned, he or she discussed, he or she described, he suggested, okay, that way. Okay, so you can elaborate on your keywords, keep it simple. You don't have much time to speak about it. It just simply, you have to retell the lecture within 40 seconds. So how to utilize that 40 seconds well and show your fluency pronunciation is what it all matters, right? So in that case, what you have to do, just my suggestion would be take 12 to 15 keywords and then put it in the template. Okay, so that way your job is done. All right. So answer short questions is like general knowledge type of questions where there will be 5 to 6 questions will be there. And you have like before it was 10 to 12. So recording length, it's 3 to 9. All right. And speaking time will be like 10 seconds. And tests, speaking and listening. Again, you'll be listening and you'll be speaking. So that way you'll get marked for speaking and listening part. All right. So what are the skills required? So you need to understand the questions. That's all. And then knowledge of vocabulary to provide the response. So whatever they have asked, whether you know the answer for that or not. So it doesn't carry much mark. So you don't need to worry about it. But if you practice more, then definitely you will know the answers. Okay. Because most of the questions are repeated as well in the answer short questions. Okay. So you'll enabling scores are for vocabulary 1, appropriate word choice in response, and 0 for inappropriate word choice in response. Okay. So you can look at these strategies. If it helps, pause and you can look. See, break down questions to identify context clues. If telescopes are used to locate distant objects, what instrument is employed to magnify minuscule objects? Okay. Instrument. So what instruments to magnify? Okay, so that way you can generate the ideas. Okay, so how can students improve their vocabulary for short answer questions? Here are some tips. Fun vocabulary games, write the question, vocabulary flashcards, keep a vocabulary log, have a digital class spreadsheet. So it's up to you, I mean, how you are practicing, how you are researching. So based on that, you just need to develop your vocabulary. Okay. The new word, if you find like identify, whether it is verb, noun, adjective, what is that? Okay. The sample sentence, clues to meaning, collocations, word family, learned. So that way you can maintain your logbook, digital logbook, okay, for vocabulary. So this is also one of the best method to improve your vocabulary. So for collocation lists and academic word lists, you can go through these sites, okay? So collocation dominoes. So these are some useful links. What is the technique now? Let's see the technique. Focus and listen carefully. So focus is the key, okay? And focus as the aim here is to understand and answer in 1 to 3 words. Keep your answer short. Usually 1 word is enough. And sometimes you may need to 2 or 3. speak clearly and naturally, speak with confidence. So if you have found out the answer, then also if you are not pronouncing it correctly, for example, the answer is pharmacy and you said pharmacy, so it might not be considered as the correct answer. Okay, so be very very strict or pronounce each and every word correctly. Okay, so intelligibility is what required. Okay, so pronounce well. All right, and be confident. Let's hear it. What is here? It says if it was midday 2 hours ago, what time is it now? So the answer is like midday means 12, right? So before 2 hours means now it's 2 p.m. or 2 o'clock or 2 in the afternoon. You can say any. What material is wedding ring usually made from? So gold. That way you can say the answers. All right. So this is all about your answer sort questions. And this is your last test for speaking. So resources you can see there. Okay. If you want to improve your pronunciation, so there are websites for that. The Sounds of English, BBC Learning, English. Okay. Pronunciation apps are also there, like Say It, Elsa, Pronroid, and Sounds Pronunciation app. So that way you can learn through these apps as well as from websites. All right. So let's finalize the speaking part with these key points. Know what traits are tested for each item type. Most of the speaking tasks are assessed on content, fluency, and pronunciation. Grammar is not major consideration. Do your best with content. Focus on fluency when speaking. Keep talking, even if you make a mistake. In Describe, Image, and Retell lecture, keep talking for at least 30 seconds and don't overthink and stay relevant. Okay, be relevant. So these are some key points for speaking. So final thoughts, focus on the skills and traits tested in Speaking PT Academic and build on those skills. Okay, understand the item type and what's expected. Practice pronunciation, fluency, and content-based skills and repeat. Now, there are other two parts in that module. That's writing part, summarize written text and write essay. So 1 to 2 questions will come in summarize written text, and same is the case for write essay. Okay, so let me tell you now, and you'll see it in detail in the next slides. Summarize written text, here you have to write 1 sentence only, 1 sentence, and write essay, you have to write within 250 words. And in summarize written text, the word limit is like, it's better if you write in between 50 to 70 words within 10 minutes. Okay, and essay within 20 minutes, you have to write minimum like 200, maximum 300, in between 200 to 300 words. It's not clear. So how many words should you aim for? So you need to understand that. What kind of sentence should be written? How many sentences can be written? What are compound and complex sentences? So these things you need to know. Okay. As I said, there will be 1 to 2 questions. And essay, you have to write up to, that means maximum word. Okay, so 300 words. Response time limit, so 5 to 75 words. So if you write less than 5 words, 0. More than 70 words, 0. Okay, 75 words it says. So it will test writing and reading, because there will be passages so that you have to read. So reading will also get marks from here, and you have to write down the summary sentence. Okay, so writing marks will be contributed towards writing also. Okay, so these are some strategies see there. You can pause and watch the slides, okay, if you want. You can practice this by summarizing, okay? So summarize written text. So you need to identify the key points, okay, and how to connect the words. You need to understand that, all right? So you need to take help of synonyms and pronouns, conjunctions, and relative clauses. Get the tips. Do's and don'ts are also there, okay? What if the students are weak and they don't understand the meaning in order to summarize? Is it okay to copy the words from the text? Should we include supporting details to the point? Actually, the truth is you can copy from the text, okay? Whether it says yes or no, but you can copy. So I also ask my students to copy from the text only because it saves your time, okay? And separate them with the help of semicolon, okay? So essay 1 to 2 essay will come, okay? And 300 words is the maximum word limit, 200 is the minimum. Within 20 minutes you have to write. Okay, your screen will look like that, see there. Okay, so there will be a question on top and there will be a box where you have to write, and word counts will be shown at the bottom. Okay, total word count. So you can keep track of that also. So how you will be scored, see there. You'll be scored on the basis of content, development, structure, and coherence, form, general linguistic range, grammar, vocabulary, and spelling. This is how it looks. All right, you can read this in detail because the video will be too long otherwise. So if we start describing each and every stages, so you can pause and read, okay? This will be introduction, main body, and conclusion. That's all. And there are lots of template that you can use. Using template is not a crime, okay? So for lots of students, it's not possible to write within 20 minutes. This is where I also am not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with the timing. Like within 20 minutes, you have to think about the idea, you have to think about examples and write the essay. So if you don't use template, it's, believe me, it's really hard, okay? With template, you can get a very good mark. And for template for this, if you want, again, just comment. Okay, so I will upload the template also for essay. Now let's move on to another part. Okay, so that's your reading. Okay, so your reading will be of around approximately 30 minutes. Each task will be 30 minutes. See, 2 hours test, isn't it? So reading, speaking, writing, listening, approximately 30 minutes each. Okay, so there will be reading and writing, fill in the blanks. So this is one of the most important one because this carries lots of mark. Okay, multiple choice, multiple answer, read a paragraph, reading, fill in the blanks, multiple choice, choose single answer. So what it is, I'll tell you in brief. Okay, so reading and writing, fill in the blanks. Here you'll get the options. Okay, 4 options out of which you have to choose one because you are thinking about that particular one. So you need to have a good knowledge of vocabulary. So that's why you are getting marks for writing also. And reading, it's a part of reading, so you'll get it and the reading marks. Multiple choice, choose multiple answer. Yeah, there will be passes and you have to choose the answer. More than one answer will be correct over here. And reorder paragraph, there will be lots of paragraphs, 3 to 4 paragraphs, up to 5 paragraphs that you have to rearrange. You have to put them in the correct order. Okay. And reading, fill in the blanks. Here you need to drag and drop the options. Multiple choice to single answer, like there. And the second one, multiple choice, there was more than one answer correct. Here you'll choose only one answer by reading the passes. Okay, so responses are scored as correct, incorrect, and partial scoring in some questions. Wherever you see multiple, okay, then you need to be very careful because there might be negative marking as well. All right, so this is how it looks. See, 4 options. You have to choose one. Okay, so scoring also partial credit for each correctly completed blank, 1 for correct and 0 for incorrect one. Okay, so drop down answers will come like that. Okay, this is your only reading, fill in the blanks, where you need to drag those options to the correct blank. Skills needed. Okay, predicting the missing words, so you can practice that way. Identifying and changing word forms, talking through why choices are correct or incorrect, focusing on formality and tone of the text, identifying formal and informal language. So that way you can improve. So if you are struggling for fill in the blanks, you can improve this way in the class. Okay, discuss with the friend. So do's and don'ts, you can see that, okay? So at first you need to skim the entire text and then look for the gap and then guess which word might fit correct, okay? And use hit and trial method. So there's something called collocation. That means logical reasoning. Okay, right word in the right place. So if you are sensible enough, you will find the correct answer. All right. So some extra tips, you can go through it by pausing. Okay, pause the video and go through each and every points. They're really helpful, believe me. What I require, you need to have a proper knowledge of part of speech, tense, grammar, like active, passive voice, subject, verb agreement. Okay, so that way. So please read all these 4 points. So this is for multiple choice, single answer. See, there's paragraph in your left-hand side and options. So more than one option will be correct over here. Okay, so 1 to 2 questions like this will come in your exam. Multiple choice, choose single or multiple answers. So for that, you need to have these kind of skills: skimming and scanning, reading the text promptly and carefully, identifying keywords in the answer options, and finding the keywords in the text and read it carefully. Okay, so look at the do's and don'ts also. In multiple choice, there's negative marking. So don't just simply guess and write the answer. Choose the answer. Okay. So here are some extra tips. Again, pause the video and go through it. Here are some more. This is how your reordering paragraph looks like. Okay, so scoring partial credit for each correct order, adjacent pair. So if you manage to find out the correct pair also, then also you'll get mark. Okay. So what I mean to say by correct pair, let me show you. So if your answer is A, B, C, and D, for this one, for A and B, you'll get 1 mark. For B and C, you'll get 1 mark. For C and D, you'll get 1 mark. So total mark for this is 3. Okay. But unfortunately, what happened in your exam, you have written the answer. You wrote the answer like this: C, B, C, D, A, all incorrect. In place of A, you have written B. In place of B, you have written C. In place of C, you have written D. And in place of D, you have written A. But then also, you'll get a very good mark, C, because you found out the correct pair, B and C, C and D. So 1 mark for this pair and 1 mark for this pair. So this one is incorrect, 0 mark for this. Okay. So 1 and 2. So out of 3, you got 2. See. So this is the fun part of PT. Okay, you will get partial marking. I believe you understood. Okay, how it is marked. Okay, in class, how you can practice. You can see this. Always try to find independent sentence. That means topic sentence will go first, then follow the sequence and check to see that the paragraphs makes logical sense. Now, if you want to learn this reorder paragraph in detail, go and watch my video. Just simply type reorder paragraph in Imperio Education or write my name, Subhas Casey. It will come. I've taught all the grammar required for this. Okay, all the techniques that are required for this. But today, as the video is going to be too long, so I'm just going to show you the slides only, which you can pause and see. Okay. You can see some extra tips regarding the other paragraph. Try to use and contextualize new words. They tried not to show any what. She was in dash for her life. She was in, so that means where, okay? Some of those interviewed said that they have a what of flying. For many, the biggest what. Okay, so it's adjective, adverb, verb, conjunction. So what is required? Which part of a speech is required, that you need to analyze. Remember, reading is a great way to pick up and practice new vocabulary. Believe me, so if you keep on reading and reading, so you'll improve your vocabulary as well. Okay, so you need to build your skills and knowledge. All right, so in detail, please, as I'm saying time and again, pause the video and watch the slides, okay? Because I don't want to read all the slides. I'm going to just give you tips, and main intention today is to make you aware to familiarize with the PTE. So now let's see. In listening, there are 8 questions: summarize spoken text, multiple choice, multiple answer, and single answer. Fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect summary, select missing word, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. So altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, 8 different type of questions. So responses are scored as correct or incorrect. Partial scoring is in some questions. Okay. Now look at the summarized spoken text. So altogether, you'll get 1 to 2 questions now. Before it was 2 to 3, and word limit is 50 to 70 words. So you'll be tested for listening and writing. So you have to listen and then write the summary of whatever you have listened. And your screen will look like this. See there. So status bar will be there. And once it starts, lecture will start giving lecture, then you have lecturer will start giving lecture, then you have to make note. Okay, I'm speaking continuously, so I'm feeling a little bit pain over here. Okay, so no water also. Is there any? No. Anyways, so happy learning. All right, so let's see this summarized spoken text. Here you need to be careful regarding your punctuation marks, grammar, spelling. Okay, so you have to write in standard written English. All right, so capitalization, so everything should be proper, otherwise you will lose mark. Okay, so what are the skills required? Selecting words based on the meaning, grammar, appropriacy, and relationship with other words. So this is how it looks. Okay, so you have to listen, take notes, and then write the summary sentence between 50 to 70 words. Okay, don't write more than 70 and don't write less than 50 words. So here are some notes for you, strategies and some tips. Okay.
Scientists are discovering that
It's very lengthy slides. Okay, so this is how notes should be taken. So you can have a look at this also. Now, another question type, multiple choice, choose multiple answer. So number of tasks, there will be 1 to 2 questions now coming, okay? And length of recording will be 40 to 90 seconds. So you have to answer within 30 to 60 seconds. Single answer, 30 to 60 seconds. Multiple answer, 40 to 90 seconds. And number of answer options, like 5 to 7 in multiple answers. And for single answer, 3 to 5, okay? So it will test your listening part only, listening section only. And your screen look like this, see here, okay? So it looks like this. So what are the skills required to ace this multiple choice to single or multiple answer? Identifying the main idea, gist, details, purpose, attitude, inference, skimming and scanning. So if you cannot understand the gist, if you cannot understand the attitude of the speaker, it's going to be very difficult, okay, to find out the answer. So there'll be partial credit also. Correct response, 1 answer. Incorrect, -1. Okay, so there'll be negative marking as well in multiple, but in single there won't be any negative marking. So for single answer, so you can guess also if you don't find the answer. So this is how it looks. Okay, again, some strategies for multiple choice. Please go through these. Okay, this is exactly how it looks. These two are the options, okay, which are correct. And let's listen. Can we listen?
Light bulb, every building in the world, more or less, they have a privileged condition of other surroundings. They can see that is the most part of the kind of key was to say, well, we consider a light bulb not to be a light bulb, but actually to be a digital projector to really low resolution. That is 1 by 1 pixel wallpaper, 9 pixel comes out, and it's good. Okay, well that's ludicrous, but what if you put a higher resolution projector inside that same area of that? Well, now you have a device that can illuminate if you turn on all the pixels the same color. Light bulb. But if you turn on the pictures different amounts of different colors, then you're kind of projecting information out. And if at the same time as you're doing that, you put a little kind of camera inside, then not only is information flowing out of the glass, but you're collecting up. So through one of those, every one of these pictures, suddenly you have the need essentially to put display interaction everywhere throughout the world.
I don't know whether you have like heard or not, whether sound is coming or not. Okay, so the audio will be played and you have to choose the correct option. Okay, so if you have not heard, there is the text audio script so that you can see. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? Whether you have found out the correct answer or not, you can pause and just do the question. Okay, solve the question and then check the answers later on. Okay. So these two are the second and the third, and they are the correct answers. It's a single type, okay? Strategies again. Some explanation, some strategies. You can practice this also, okay? So here only one answer will be correct, okay? Please guys, pause the video and look at the notes, okay? So now you can do this, okay? So pause the video and find out the correct option for that. So audio script is there and the question is on top, okay? So whether you have found out the correct answer or not, now you can check. Yeah, this is the correct answer, okay? Some more practice. Find out the answer for this. This is the correct option. All right, so let's see what are the do's. Focus on understanding the prompt. Quickly skim the question and the option before the audio begins. Focus on the differences between the options. Use POE, okay? Now, what we should not do, we should not choose that option which we are just guessing in multiple choice because there's negative marking. And also we cannot leave. Please do not leave in the single answer because there's no negative marking. Okay. So take notes on focus, take notes, but focus on understanding. Use question stem as guide to listening and select the answer which is closest to your understanding. All right. Now fill in the blanks. Here you'll be listening to the audio and your spelling should be correct. You'll be filling your there will be some gaps, okay? So where they will say which word fits there. So as they continuously speak, you have to write down the answer. So if your typing is fast, you can do it on your computer itself at the same time. And if your typing is slow, you can write down the answer first in your notebook and then transfer them later on. Okay. So length of recording will be 30 to 60 seconds and number of gaps 4 to 7. So you will be tested on the listening and writing. And skills required, listening and reading at the same time, identifying a word, okay, spelling words correctly. So partial credit, you'll get the partial credit and there's no negative marking for this, okay? This is how it looks, okay? So they will say one seminal difference in policy remains the dash, they will speak, they will say that, and you have to note down the correct spelling. Even if you miss S or ES or ED, it will be considered as incorrect answer. So these are some strategies. Okay. be careful on spelling because marks will be contributed towards writing part also. Okay, so if you just make mistakes in your spelling, believe me, I mean, lots of mark is going to be deducted in the writing section. So your writing will also suffer. So listening, fill in the blanks. Okay. Practice. So read the first sentence, read, listen, and write. Check your spellings and your answers that they make sense. Okay. So look at the do's and don'ts also. This is highlight correct summary. So again, you'll be listening to the audio and you have to find out which summary, which paragraph best summarize that audio. Okay, so 1 to 2 questions will come. Length of the recording, 30 to 90 seconds. Number of answer, 3 to 5, up to 60 words. Okay. This is how it looks. You have to find out one correct summary. So these are some strategies. So notice the keywords, take notes while listening, read the options carefully, and select the best summary. Okay. So do's and don'ts. Select missing word. So here, what happens, you listen to the audio and at the end, there will be a beep. Okay, so you see there, you'll hear a recording about medicine. At the end of the recording, the last word or a group of words has been replaced by a beep. Select the correct option to complete the recording. So where there it beeps, cuts down. So there you have to find out which word fits or which phrases fits best. So that way you'll get the mark. Okay. So number of tasks, 1 to 2 questions will come now, and topic will be as stated in the instructions. Length of the recording will be 20 to 70 seconds, and number of answers options will be 3 to 5, and it tests your listening part. Okay. So what are the skills required? Understanding and inferring meaning, following relationship of ideas, using knowledge of language to predict what is next linking words. Okay. So you'll get marks as like correct or incorrect answer. Correct 1, incorrect 0. This is how it looks. You have to choose one option. Okay. Again, these are some strategies. There you go. Please pause the video and look at all the notes. Okay. So these are really helpful. Now select missing word practice points. Read instruction to find topic. Speed read answer options. Listen and focus on meaning. What's the timer? Select the best option immediately. Okay. So what happens is problem is now you don't understand the options. So quickly read the options. Highlight incorrect word. This is one of the simplest, I would say. But most of the students make mistakes. I don't know why. Okay, here is negative marking also. So there will be paragraph and there they will just read out also, and whichever word they pronounce incorrectly or replace it, that you have to click. As simple as that. But then also lots of students are making mistakes and it carries a lot of mark. Believe me. Number of tasks 2 to 3, length of recording 15 to 50 seconds, and number of errors up to 7. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7. And it will test your listening and reading marks. And the skills required are reading and listening at the same time, identifying words in connected speech, identifying errors in transcription. So here negative marking, as I said, correct word, 1 marks, 1 incorrect word, -1. Okay. So negative marking doesn't mean that it will hamper your another score, another parts, like whatever you have scored in, let's say, summarize spoken text, it will not hamper on that, but it will only be, the marks will only contribute in this highlight incorrect word and affect this part only. Okay. So these are the strategies. If I start reading these, it will take like 3-4 hours. So pause and read them. Okay. yellow marks, no? So if you click them, so it will be highlighted. Again, if you click them, so highlight will just go away. Okay. So at the end also, if you are not confirmed, then you can just double click that so that it will again be not highlighted. All right. So what are the practice points? Move cursor to start of the text, speed read the first sentence, listen, read, and click. So it's just a clicking game. Okay. Don't click on the word if you are not sure, as there is negative marking. Do's, read along the transcript as soon as the audio begins. Take time to get an idea what the audio is about and click on the words which are different from the audio. Okay, the last test and the most important that will contribute more than 20% in your writing, 25%, I guess. And in listening also, it carries a lot of mark. Okay, so total 3 to 4 questions will come, and length of recording 3 to 5. Test, listening, and writing. So what are the skills required? Listening and identifying words, keeping sentence words in your head or taking notes, using correct spelling and grammar. So your grammar and spelling should also be correct. You should listen and then write. Okay. So listening the audio, whatever they say, just keep on writing. So each correct word spelled correctly, you'll get 1 marks. Otherwise, you'll not get mark. Okay. There's no like partial credit is there, but how many words you make, you write. So based on that, you'll get the mark. For example, 9 words are there, but you manage to write only 8. So you'll get 8. Okay. Like that. So the number of correct words that you have written, you'll get mark for that. So you can have a look at these notes, guys, okay, if you want. So this is the main point. See there. Pay attention and make sure that you understand. Listen for phrases, not for words, and listen and then write. Okay, don't try to remember words. Don't jump to write without listening to whole sentence. First listen whole sentence and then just write. So as soon as it starts, the audio starts, if you start writing, then you get distracted. Okay. So what are the do's? Focus on listening, aim to understand and remember phrases, listen to the whole sentence before you begin writing, and check for grammar and spelling. Okay, so listen to the key points. Okay, this is all about your PTE. So I hope this video is going to be very helpful for you, and this contains like all the skills strategies. I've not discussed in details because I've made individual video for all the skills that you can watch in our channel. Okay, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe our channel and like the video if you want to watch these kind of videos in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye. Keep learning and keep smiling.